Do you have a problem with water overflowing from your gutters into your undercover area, which makes it difficult for you to entertain on rainy days? Then come along with us and we'll explain to you what might be the problem and what you can do to fix it. Let's go. Hey guys, Musa here from Quantum Home Improvements and Solutions. Welcome back. And if this is your first time to our channel, it's great having you join us. So today I'm with my friend Angel.
Hi everybody.
So Angel called me back a little while ago and said he's got a bit of a problem with water, with rain. And so I came and inspected it and found straight away what the issue was. And it's actually a number of issues and it's very common. A lot of people have these problems, especially in their entertaining area. You have people over and it's raining and water comes dripping in. And so he's got this nice little esky here to catch the rainwater, and there's another spot coming out here somewhere. So now this is a low point, and anywhere where there's a low point, the overflow of water, if there's a high volume of water, will come at the lowest point. Now these gutters are what they call quad gutters. So the back on the quad gutter is shorter than the front. So what happens sometimes, the water overflows to the back and comes between the fascia and the gutter, which is happening, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, so now, also, Angel, you had an awning put up here a while back, but it's an issue because the water is coming to one point and collecting and coming and putting load on the stormwater pipe. So the third issue is that the stormwater pipes are about 13 meters apart. And so that means that the water can't escape quick enough. So we are going to alleviate this problem. But first of all, Angel, I've got to ask you, when you first came into this home, was it doing that straight away or not?
No, first we had a concrete slab, we didn't have the awning. But yeah, we actually always had a bit of a leakage here. Okay. We actually flooded the kitchen once.
Yes.
But it hasn't happened. Yeah. There's a lot of leakage here.
Okay, the flooding actually would have come from, as I said, it comes behind your gutter, behind the fascia, into the eaves, into the soffites, and then down past the bricks and down your walls. The solution is pretty easy here. There's a couple of things that need to be done. First of all, you're in a very leafy area, and I notice you got a lot of leaves in your gutter. Yeah. That's one problem. The water cannot escape quick enough because of that as well. So everything's compounding. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to assume that there's leaves in your downpipe system, in your stormwater system. Okay, and that'll also be an issue. The water can't escape fast enough. Okay. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we are going to put another outlet here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to put a downpipe here just beside this vent pipe. And we'll come down, we'll go through your floorboards, and we'll take it out to the stormwater. Okay? Now, that stormwater is broken, the one on this side here on the left, and so we have to repair that. Now the other side is quite straightforward, so I won't worry about that at this point. I will fix that off camera, but I'll still, it's a pretty easy fix.
Okay, thank you.
So another thing you need to do is clean these gutters. And then put possibly a leaf guard, leaf gutter guard. Okay, so there's a lot of work to be done. It's not that difficult. So I'm going to get Angel to do the digging, and I'll be on the other side doing other things. And so anyway, Angel, vámonos.
Vámonos.
Okay, so this is the area we're going to work on first. You can see here the steel rectangular downpipe. It's 100 by 50. We're going to take that out. We're going to change it to a 90 mil pipe. So we're going to run a stormwater pipe similar to this one. We will be cutting this one off and extending it lower. Now here is the sewer. We know this is the sewer pipe. The basin is running through this pipe here. So we're going to run our stormwater between them or on this end here. We're not sure yet until we dig. So we just got to get down, find what's in this area, make sure we've got the stormwater pipe, and then run it through. One thing to note, it's really important to understand this. The sewer goes to a treatment plant. The stormwater goes to our waterways. So it's really important that you keep the two separate. So we have a mattock here and we do have a spade. So what we're going to do is just very, very gently just dig down without going too hard and just expose the pipes and hopefully the stormwater before the sewer. So Angel, if you can start digging there, I'll get you first slowly, just softly with the mattock, just very, very softly. Just go down and just expose probably to about here somewhere, and we'll see where the stormwater pipe is. Okay. So once we do that, once we find the stormwater pipe, remember just to dig very soft, because if you do hit the PVC, it won't hurt it. It won't hurt if you do it at this level, but if you go hard, you'll crack straight through it. Okay. Okay, so we don't want to do that. Yep. All right, so if you can just try to locate that stormwater pipe. Okay, so to remove this downpipe, there are a few pop rivets. There's two here and one on the side. So what I'm going to do is use a 1/8 drill bit, so a 3mm drill bit, and just drill them through and drill them out. Okay, so that downpipe is now loose. Okay, so now I'm just going to cut this section off the downpipe. Okay, so later we're going to extend that through. Now this should really just come straight off, and it does. Here we go. What we may do is go to the point where it's the outlet, and I'll get you to dig down around there. Make sure you don't push anything down there, no dirt. So just keep it away continuously, but just dig and see where that pipe goes to, and we'll follow it.
Yep.
All right?
Beautiful.
Okay, so now we need to create another outlet. And so what we're going to do here is cut through the decking. So I made a little template using the 90mm pipe, made it about 2 millimeters bigger all the way around, just to make it easier to get in. Down the bottom there is a pipe, which is in the way. So it's the vent pipe running across on this angle. So this pipe will have to go above it and back this way. So that's going to be a bit of an issue. We're going to make sure that that's not going to interfere. So I'm not going to go too close to that pipe. I'm going to stay to this side as much as I can, which probably about there. Okay. And so now I'll just mark it out. Okay. So what I'm going to do first is just pre-drill, so I can get my jigsaw in, pre-drill some holes. Just put a few holes here. Okay, now I'll just get the jigsaw and just cut around. Now we're going to make up the stormwater pipe that goes under the decking, and we're going to allow it to overhang outside a little, and we'll fix that later. And we're going to put it on a 45-degree angle to bypass all the pipes. Then we're going to put a 90-degree elbow for the upright. All right,
done?
Let's turn it around. Some solid. All right.
And let's get down there, huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, let's just push it. Beautiful. That's all I want to see.
You don't need me anymore?
No, I do. I need you to hook it up.
Yeah, on the beams, right?
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Push the pipe towards the building just a little bit. Let the pipe come in. That's it. Just hold it there. Angel, can you put the other strap on now?
Really?
Not really. Yeah. Okay, so Angel's done a great job. He's under the house. And he's pushed the pipe in place for us, and he's put a couple of straps to hold it up against the floor joists. So now I'm going to cut out the nozzle for this outlet, for this downpipe. So there it is there. Yep, that's it. All right. So that's our mark. And now I'll grab the round nozzle. So it's a 90mm nozzle, and I'll put that in place. I'll just mark that out. All right, so now to cut the nozzle from the outside, from underneath, I'm going to just drill a few holes. Okay, look at that. Struck gold and then rare hills. So this definitely proves that this is the low point of the gutter, so the water's just sit in here. Okay, so now I'll just grab some tin snips and just go through and cut it. Now there is a left and a right. So one goes one way, one goes the other. There we go. Just start that off. Okay, so now I'm just using the greens, which goes the opposite direction. Okay, there we go. I think it should be out now. So this is definitely the low point, Angel. Definitely. And so I'm just going to put a bit of silicone around the nozzle. Now the silicone I am using is Selleys. I tend to like to use Selleys. It's a pretty good brand. And this is a roofing and guttering silicone. So it's for outdoors. There we go. Okay. Now with nozzles you usually put them from the inside down, but I'm not able to access that, so I'm doing it from the outside. All right, so I'll just put two more in just to secure that. So all I'm going to do now is run some silicone on the inside. So that way we've got it both on the inside and the outside. Okay, so we've measured the pipe under the decking to the height that we need to start the offset for the downpipe. Now, I'm using a drop saw to cut it because the drop saw cuts it nice and neat. You can use a hand saw, and when we do the pipe over here, we will be using a hand saw. So I'll just give that a quick cut. Here we go there, that's a nice clean cut, it's very good. All right, so now, when you are gluing PVC together, you do need to use a primer first to clean off the inner skin or outer skin, depending which side you're doing, of the PVC pipe, and then you put the PVC cement. We'll just put the cloth on the floor just to stop any glue from going too far. Okay, so now, I'll just put on the PVC cement. So what we do is just locate the pipe, just feel it. That's it, and now push. That's it. All the way down. Okay, so when you do put PVC pipes on and you put the glue, there is a surface tension that causes them to want to push apart. So you do need to hold them for a few seconds. And also with the floor, when I cut out the timber, I went a bit too far and hit the beam. So I had to bring the pipe a bit forward this way. Now, it did mess up the timber a little bit. Angel's not too worried about it. I am. So I did cut out from the astrical, I straightened it out and cut a nice little piece to go around the back of it. Okay, so just down the back here, I'll get out of the way. Just on the back here, you can see it's been cut a bit too far. So now, just clean around all the shavings. So this is the piece that I cut. So what I'm going to do is just place some silicone on the back here, just for some little dabs, not too much. That's it. And so then I'll just place this piece from behind. So now we'll continue on the offset into the nozzle. These are the 90-degree angles I'm going to use. I'm just going to also primer them. All right, so just glue that in. That's it, all the way in. So this will basically just sit in there like that. So I'm just measuring that end to end. That's roughly about 315 mil. Then I add 60 mil to it, so it can go inside both these pipes. Okay, I'll just put this one on. That's it there. Okay, Angel, we're gonna have to do this together. Yeah. There's a bit of pushing and pulling on this one. Now. Sure. Okay, so now I'll push that in all the way and push that up. That's it. That's it. If you can hold that in place, yep. And that's done. Okay, now I'll just put a screw on the side just to hold that in place. Okay, done. All we've got to do now is put on these astricals, these straps, but we'll do all of them all one go. So Angel's done a great job here. He's dug it all out beautifully. Everything's exposed, everything we need. So we will be putting our T-section just here to marry this pipe into the other. And then we're gonna cut it at one point and put a sleeve in. All right, so now that pipe's basically just gonna sit on like that with a 90-degree coming into it. So what we're gonna do is just mark the outside, and then I'm gonna come in 30 mil. Are you able to cut this here like this?
Okay.
So on the line. Just start off slow. Good job. Let me have a go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've done this before.
Okay, that's the first one cut. So look at that, Angel, full of rocks.
That is disgusting.
That is incredible. And that's another reason why your water wasn't escaping.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a piece of rubbish now, and what we will need to do is clean this out. Okay, so yeah, if you can pull that out, I need the other pipe also to be cleaned out. Let's make this a bit easier for us. Can you turn the water on for me?
How about that? Huh?
Got it. Okay, so we're just running the hose through there and just get these stones through. Unfortunately, that is blocked all the way through.
Coming through now.
Are the stones coming out?
No.
All right, what I'll get you doing that side. Yeah, yep, that's good. Yeah, you've done it. Okay, we've had a slight casualty. It looks like Arnhel's cut his finger a little, probably on the stones. Anyway, he's putting a band-aid on, and we'll keep going. All right, so Arnhel and I have just excavated more of this dirt here to expose of this pipe, the main stormwater pipe. Now the reason being, because we now have to fit this T-section and an elbow right next to each other. So we have to bend one down. So you can't do that if it's only a small piece. We only had a little bit exposed. Now the reason we put this one in first is because on the other end, we had to be dead accurate where that 90-degree landed for us to put the uprise for the stormwater. So there was no other way we could have done it unless someone was under the deck doing the actual gluing and the pipe from underneath. But because it's only 200 mil under there, I actually don't know how Arnhel got there. I was so apprehensive how we were going to do this. So through the grace of God, it's beautiful. It's worked perfect.
It's good.
So now we don't know the uprise, how high we're going to go yet. So I'm just going to put this piece in so I can actually judge roughly where this is going to go. I will take this back out in a minute. So can you just put some cement in there, please? Okay, beautiful. Thanks, Arnhel. All right, so we'll just push that straight in. So yeah, if you push it in for me, what I want to do, just hold that, switch your hand. Okay, so I've got to see the direction. Okay, I think that's pretty close. All right, we'll take this one out. And so the 90-degree will come into here. That's actually lined up beautifully. That's in, so now what we've got to do is find the height that we've got to cut. This saw cuts so beautifully. It makes life so easy. Thanks, Arnhel. That's plenty. All right, squeeze that all the way in. Beautiful. All right, Arnhel, I'm going to need your help. And go. Go, push in. That's it. That's beautiful. While Arnhel is cleaning that, I'm just going to take a measurement and just cut this piece that goes on here. So now we'll put that in, and if you can push that all the way, that's it, and just hold it for me. Beautiful. So now the length we need to go to, minimum, is here. I'll put the glue on. We got to do this really, really quick, okay? Because once you start sticking, you will not move it. Now, Arnhel, because I can't get directly underneath, not properly, I need you to spin it slightly when you get it on.
Done.
All right. Ready? Go. Go all the way. All the way. Don't stop. Beautiful. You are a very good man. You have done it. So now, we need to repair that side. If you can cut that for me, Arnhel, please. All right, let's glue this in. While I now construct this up, I'll get the ladder and everything. It is dangerous to be on small ladders. Most accidents happen on small ladders. All right, so I'll push this bit in first. I need you to compact it really well, okay? And then I'll get you to start on that side. Okay, Arnhel, I made a video for our friend Angelo where his downpipe was busted and the water was coming out and it wasn't charging his tank and he was losing money because he wasn't using his tank, right? So what I did, I made a sleeve for him and just put it on like that. So what happens if you're whippersnipping around this area, you've got a double layer of skin here so it doesn't break this internal pipe so you won't have rocks going back in there again. So we'll leave that the way it is. Okay, so these nozzles are actually plastic and so we're going to remove the plastic, we're going to actually break them off and then we're going to put the steel. So basically just break that off. All right, so now we're going to convert this rectangle nozzle into a round. So this nozzle just covers the area I need to. There's a slight little gap here, but I'm going to put more silicone there to cover that. It's not ideal, but unfortunately that's what we got to do, what we got to work with here. Okay, so as I did the other downpipe, I've just got to use the left and right tin snips and just cut that through. All right, so we just get a measurement off the wall. This is where we're going to put the T-section now. You want to cut another one?
Sure, I'll cut.
Yep.
Quickly.
Oh, push. Quarter. Okay, push it hard.
Nice. It's done.
Okay, let me just hold it for a minute.
Yeah.
All right, if you could push this down hard. All right. Is that all the way down?
That's it, Musa.
Ah, some solid. All right, Arnhel, I'm going to need you to push that as hard as you can when the time comes.
Yeah, you tell me.
Go, push and push up. Mate, seriously, I think you need to become a plumber. Angel, what do you think?
Gorgeous.
Okay, Angel, we're going to put these clamps on now.
Yep.
Because we've gone through the floor, it's actually holding it in place. It's not going to, no one's going to be able to kick that.
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about putting 2 of these.
Yeah.
We can at a later date if you think you need them. But for now, we do need to hold this top in place. As you can see, there's a bit of movement, and that'll stop any kind of breakages or anything happening there.
Yeah.
So now, because the clamp is here on the vent pipe, I'll just put it parallel to that.
Yeah.
Now, if you could just push it and get me a level, I want to see where we are, and so I can spot it roughly where we need. Okay, that's fine. So I'll just put a mark just on the brick, even though we're going to drill into the mortar. And I am using a 6.5 mil masonry drill bit. There we go. Okay, done. Okay, so now I'm just using the blue plugs. They're a little oversized, but purposely, because when you're drilling into mortar, it does tend to move a bit. So, beautiful. Okay, so now using the number 2 Phillips bit, a long extension so we can get past the pipe, I'm going to use a 30 mil flat head screw. I'll just put this first one in, and then we'll do the second one. Just push it to me. Okay, I won't go all the way yet.
Yep.
Okay, if you can push it now. Okay. Done. It's all finished. What do you think, Angel?
Awesome, it's perfect.
Fantastic.
Beautifully.
Hey, what do you think of the whole job?
Well, good fun.
There's a lot of work, eh?
Getting under there.
Oh, you did a great job under there. Seriously.
The digging, remember the old times? So,
Yeah.
very good.
That's fantastic. And it's good that when we had to dig further back and get that T-section in for the pipe over there, I was a bit reluctant how we're going to get that the 90-degree bend and the T-section.
Yeah.
It went in beautifully.
And
seriously.
everything
fell into place.
Yeah, every single one of the fittings.
Yeah.
Just to rub them up, it feels so good when everything goes in at the same time.
And the great thing is, I didn't show how I did the other side, but that went in so beautifully, and it finished up nice, and it looks really good. I mean, when you paint these are going to just disappear. They'll
the same that happens.
Same as this one, it'll disappear, and it's just going to look fantastic. Anyway, so it looks like you can see all the clouds out there. You're going to be testing this very soon. And it's going to be very interesting how it performs. I think it's going to perform really well. We found not only was there leaves in your gutters, not only was the water running to the middle here, not only was the pipes blocked, we've got so much water coming into one area, and there were so many obstacles.
Yeah, everything happened. Like everything that could happen was happening.
See how much rocks we took out of that pipe in that 1 metre area?
Yep.
I couldn't believe it. No wonder nothing went through. No wonder you had problems. So I think now, seriously, I think everything's going to work really well. Okay, so the only thing we're going to do now is put on the leaf gutter guard and also clean the gutters out, obviously private to that. So we got these from Steel Roofing Supply Centre, and in actual fact, I've known them for over 30 years. And so I used to work for them back in Meadowbank. Anthony's a great guy, he's the owner, and they've now got 4 branches. So they've got Botany, Meadowbank, Penrith and Narellan. So I will put a link below for them if you're interested. They do all types of colour bond, roll forming, gutters, and they do special makes, flashings. They do a whole heap of things. And I didn't mention where we got our supplies of the PVC pipes and all the fittings. So we got it from Reese Plumbing Supply here in Penrith, in the Nepean area. And I'll put a link for Reese. They're a great company. I've known them for a long time as well. When I was doing bathroom renovations, I would always buy all my plumbing supplies from Reese. And one thing I didn't mention earlier, Angel, you have your own podcast.
Yes, I do. So it's basically on the Catholic faith, on how to live the faith in the ordinary life. I mean, almost every podcast platform, especially Spotify and Apple Podcasts and YouTube, and now also on Instagram.
Beautiful.
Short posts every day. Yeah, I'll send you the links if you want to put them down as well.
Okay, I'll put that link in the description below as well.
Thank you.
Great. And one last thing I want to mention is to say thank you to Ada and to Michelle. If they didn't look after the kids, we wouldn't have been able to do all this work.
And also to entertain them, feed them and all that. Like they've done very hard work the last couple of days.
Okay, so that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. And if you have any comments at all, please leave them below and I will get back to you. And I'd ask you, please consider to subscribe, hit the like button and share this video, and there's many more to come. Thanks, guys.
See ya. the world?
I don't care what they say about you, Angel.
Who says what about?
Okay, let's go, clown. Got it.
You're the one with the suit.
Got it.